What's up, wrestling fans? Tonight is the AEW review and NXT review, and of course, we're going to talk about those. We talked about this a little bit during the week. Jericho gave his sort of perspective on the ratings and everything, and I get what he's saying here. I know that they come off as like sore loser-ish in a way or whatever, but when he's trying to bring light on that they're not necessarily, but some of the tweeting and things that they said defensively have made them come off that way, like it or not. But I understand what Jericho is saying here. I think you should too. Let's listen to that. And then after that, we're going to be joined by my buddy over at a UWO Podcast.
Getting specifics, but I love when you talk about the Wednesday Night Wars. And listen, it's very important to have the most viewers. And NXT definitely got the win this week. Congratulations to them. But this is not being a sore loser or anything like that, but we didn't lose, we won. Because if you know anything about television, there's a certain demographic that advertisers and networks care about the most. Not being demeaning to anybody not in this age bracket, 18 to 49 is what advertisers care about the most. It's called the demo. And what that means is the advertisers of all the products, they want to appeal to a certain age group. And this 18 to 49 age group, they feel is their top, group of people that they want to appeal to. Oh, that's not matching. Let me get this back in order. Sorry. There we go. And so the people that they feel they want to appeal to the most is in that age bracket. Not that people younger or older aren't important. Obviously they are. But they are really into this demo of 18 to 49. And every single week, AEW wins the demo, and doesn't just win the demo. We crush on the demo. This thing's driving me crazy. It's not the way it's supposed to be. And every quarter, we beat the demo as well.
I'm surprised that, at some point they're going to say something about Jericho's red scarf. It's going to mean that he's like leading a neo-Nazi faction, or that Jericho's into like bondage films or something. Oh my God, Ryback with your nude photos. Oh my God. Well, if you guys missed the Ryback video, that's behind. Go check that out. I uploaded that video just a few minutes ago or a little while ago. But yeah, so Jericho giving the explanation. I get what he's saying because it makes sense to me. It's just from the outside looking in, a lot of people treat it as, okay, so you won the demo, you lost the overall ratings. So fine. I mean, but, I guess WWE could consider a win if they looked at kids, I guess. I don't know, because... Right, so WWE, mostly people that are under 18 are watching WWE, and people that are like, I don't know, like over 50 are watching NXT. It's very strange. WWE has overall a very strange audience age right now. It's very, very weird to me. Very strange thing, man. But so what do you guys think about Jericho's comments? Do you think they're valid or not? And by the way, if you're a noob, hit that subscribe button down below. What are you doing? And I'm going to bring my buddy in from the UWO Podcast now.
Want it, so it's like ripping off the wall, but
dude,
it's there. It works.
That's like my wife's, one of her favorite movies.
Yeah, same with my girl.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, my wife's like, yeah, because her dad loved it. I like it too, but her dad loved it and whatever. I just remember being young watching it.
Yeah.
I think she loves the Christmas Story movie, but I like the more like, I think I like the Christmas Vacation movie more because it's more like crazy. I don't know.
I enjoyed the Christmas Vacation. I'm not big on like holiday films and stuff like that, but
yeah,
the one film as a kid I was obsessed with was like The Muppet Christmas Carol for some reason.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that one too. My wife doesn't really like that one, but I like it.
I actually won it from when it was Kicks 106 out here.
Oh, right? That's crazy. Yeah. Kicks 10, Jesus, all the stations are gone everywhere, dude. Our rock stations are gone here. Like, like WAF is gone, WBCN is gone.
Yep.
I don't know if they still have Kiss 108. I know that like Jammin's still there, Kiss 108's still there, but the rock stations are dead. Like they're done.
Yeah, I think WBRU might have become like a Christian rock station. I know they were supposed to change a little while ago, but I don't know how that transition ever went.
Well, dude, like it's good to have you here, bro. Urban World Order is the podcast. I like you guys. I listen every once in a while. I ran into you. I ran into you at a wrestling event.
It was at AEW. I was the guy, the bathroom.
I was in the bathroom with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, if I see Joe, I got to say what up to him. So like the show's over, getting ready to head out. I go to the bathroom. I look over. I'm like, holy shit, that's Joe right there. I want to say what up to him, but we're kind of like awkward situation here.
I've done that in the bathroom so many times, dude, that I'm like, oh, I gotta wait, or I gotta like give it a minute because this guy's gonna be like, what the hell? I think I've seen a lot of people in the bathroom because like I would get to wrestling shows early. And then, or like I'd be working a wrestling show, right? So I'd be at the wrestling show and I'd be in the bathroom and somebody would come in like Scott Hall or somebody like that, and you're just like, oh, I'm not going to say anything to him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'll wait till later or whatever. You're going to see him in the locker room later. But yeah, a million times. And then I'm like, hey. And dude, I said hey to him because we were washing hands right near each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he probably don't care, but he probably does because he knows, like, everybody knows who I am. And I'm thinking, I know who that is. So I'm like, hey. What's up? And he goes, hey, what up, guy? He's just washing his hands. I'm like, what's up, Scott, man? I'll see you out there, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
You know it. Like, it's just like, yeah, this guy's great. Yeah, so I saw you at the I saw a lot of people at that wrestling show, man. Like, I'm still blown away, dude, when I go to shows. And I think one of the things that I forget about, what I've noticed the most is a lot of people may not be sub to me or like they don't watch necessarily, but once in a while they do, or they might watch me casually, like super casually, or they may not watch me, but they may know of me because you're like, there's that guy again, because I do that too. I see, like, you may not even like somebody. You may be like, oh, God, that guy again, his video, let me click off of him. But what I notice is, even if you're like that, even if you're like, I don't really get into Joe's show or whatever, you do see me enough. So when you see me out, somebody will still say hi, like, hey, what's up, dude? Even though I don't really watch you, but like, that's funny. I see you all the time on YouTube. So yeah, so I've noticed that happens a ton because I'll get stopped so much and I'll be like, there's no way I don't have this many listeners like that would stop me whatever places. So it's got to be just I'm regurgitating in people's streams all the time, but not so much now because the YouTube algorithm is dead. You guys do your podcasts on iTunes though, and like Spotify and stuff mostly. So do you do anything on YouTube with it?
No. We actually, what we do is we stream it on Facebook.
Okay.
Like we'll record it primarily on Facebook. Like we'll go live with the show. We have like our little like pictures that we'll throw up there whenever we're changing topics, like similar to how you're doing right now.
Yeah.
We do this little thing called Burial of the Week where we always try to like we bury something in pro wrestling that we're not fans of. What we try to do is we just try to make it very interactive on the live show now, because before we were just literally recording on our phones.
Yeah.
Through I think it's called Anchor was the app we were using.
Did you have to pay for that?
No, it's a free service. But
Good, okay.
Tax time came around. My girl bought me a nice little computer, so I said, screw it, let's mess around with the live thing and try to figure that out. So we got a nice little following on Facebook. We're slowly growing. August is going to be about 2 years we've been doing this.
Yeah.
We're just like you guys, man. We're raw. We're uncut. We give honest opinions. If there's something that we really like in the business, we'll praise it. If there's something that sucks ass, we're going to tell you it sucks ass.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that stuff. I like you guys talking because it's like, I don't know. It's like those discussions that we always had, like as friends or whatever. Or
your mic's breaking out a little bit, Joe.
Oh, am I good now? Am I better?
It's a little low, but I can hear you a little bit.
Oh, okay. It could be because my Skype settings. Let me check my Skype real quick. But my recording is good, but you might not hear that right. So let me just double check here and see what's up. Oh, I see what's going on. Automatically adjust mic. All right. Maybe I'm better now. I sound better now? Maybe not. But we just did Jericho. Jericho just came on about AEW. I was just talking about that. And he was like, we the NXT won overall, but, we're really looking at this 18 to whatever demo, the demographic of 18 to 40 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Dude, you think it's weird that, like, WWE apparently, like, they win in the children's demos and the over 50 demo? Like, that's bizarre that they win, that they have that much viewership that are under 16 and over 50.
I mean, personally, it doesn't surprise me, because if you look at what wrestling has been lately, it's a lot of like they cater to a younger audience.
Right.
And the younger audience is going to enjoy that a lot more. Because the storylines that they do is just like, it's basic, something goofy here, or you bump into me. Like R-Truth, as much as I love Truth to death, his whole storylines are just like him being a goofball.
Right.
And the over 50 crowd, they find it kind of wholesome. But when it comes to like that key demographic, the key demographic is a big thing in like marketing and like radio and stuff like that. Like we're from New England. We know the difference between EEI and the Sports Hub. And the Sports Hub will kill in that demographic, but EEI may get more overall listens because they have the older audience still instilled into it. I think with me, because I'm in that age range, I'm 36, I enjoy what AEW does. So since week 1, I have given my original 8 to 10 o'clock view to AEW every single time. And it's nothing against NXT because I'm a huge NXT fan too. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like it's one of those things. It's like, are you really winning the overall views, or are you concerned about that, or are you more concerned about getting the key demographic where you're going to get paid from? And with AEW, they want to get paid with that core demographic. So to them, I think if they lose the overall weekly thing, which they really haven't done often, they lost like 4 or 5 weeks total, and I know they tied 1.
Yeah, they were winning up until,
as long as the people at TNT are happy and AEW's putting on a product that this core group is actually enjoying, and they're not losing a ton of numbers, it's a win-win for either side. I'm an old school wrestling fan. I enjoyed on Mondays going home from school and just be like, all right, which one am I going to watch? Who gets me hyped up? And flipping back and forth and, having that WCW crew and the WWF crew. So, you know what I mean? To me, it's more entertainment than anything else. I'm not somebody who like gets bitter about like, oh, numbers here or who's doing the better show. I'm just enjoying the fact that there's wrestling on a Wednesday night that I can enjoy whether I watch this one or I watch that one.
I'm just like kind of like, oh man, it stinks that they're both at the same time. I mean, I miss the old war too because we're the same exact age. Yeah. So it's like we know what it was like back then, but it's like it doesn't feel the same way of turning. I think it's because there's no like there's usually not a super crazy story that starts at the beginning and then goes to the end. Like that's what happened on WWE. It felt like, at the beginning doesn't start with Stone Cold getting thrown through a car windshield and then McMahon saying at the end of the night like he won't or like Goldberg's gonna have a big match at the end of the night. I think AEW is trying to do that a little bit, but it's more of like we're going to try to have out wrestle you in the ring, and maybe we'll have some matchups that will beat you. So we're kind of watching for the matchups in the wrestling, maybe a little of the story stuff especially from AEW, but it just doesn't feel the same. So I almost wish they were on different nights so I could give them each my time. When you guys review them, do you review them the next day later or live at what do you do? Because there's 2 different shows.
What we do is we do our shows on Sundays. Around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, whenever the other 2 are free.
Well, I like that because you have time to dissect everything and go, well, let's here's what we were presented. Let's talk about this.
Exactly. Yeah. And for us, it's like we have time to let things breathe because I'm a diehard fan. I will watch anything and everything, whether it was back in the old days when Gorgeous Gino was on public access and the Wolverine and all those dudes. You know what I mean? Like I would watch it all. So for me, I can't. And like I said, I usually watch AEW live on Wednesdays. Sometimes I will save NXT for Thursday just so that way I have a clear mind of what I'm going to express on the show on Sunday. Just so that way it's not like, all right, I'm already hyped off what just happened here.
Right.
Unless it's must-see TV, I'm not going to turn it on until the next day so that way I can sleep on this and then watch NXT with a clear head and be like, okay, this was better, this was better. And I'm not one of those people that will go segment by segment and dissect the show. I'm one of those people that's like, all right, this really knocked it out the park for me, but this was a lot more entertaining. What I'm saying? It was like last week.
You get right. You're sort of getting into the standouts. Like this was the really bad thing. This was the really good thing. The rest of it was whatever. And then you get to like, I'm glad this guy has this matchup. Yeah, no, I think I like what you do. I think I wish that I was doing more of that because it's a better way to break it all down instead of live reacting like, all right, here's one of the shows, here's what happened, and then I sort of watched NXT. Here's what I thought, but we'll talk about that later. So I don't know. I like the idea of the convening on a Sunday. So that's a good thing for your podcast. I'm putting over the podcast. God damn it.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Like Joe, like I said, the day that I saw you there, I wanted to I just wanted to exchange numbers and all that stuff, but like I had to play it cool and shit like that. But I'm a fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a fan. I started watching you through JD. I started getting into JD, and then I started seeing Out of Nowheres, and I started seeing you two together. And I was like, all right, who's this Joe Cronin dude? And then come to find out you're a local guy, and I'm like, oh shit, all right, local, gotta support that. So I've been watching your shows, and in all actuality, I love the fact that you go live right after the show, because for me, it's like, all right. You have a really great following. Shout out to the JCS Army, man. Y'all are awesome. I love going to your YouTube channel and watching you after a show because you get the live reaction from fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get the donations, you get the people who will like call in, and shout out to Jake. I hope Jake's doing great. I love that aspect of it because it's like a raw feeling like, okay, I thought this was really, really good. You know what I'm saying? But to see someone else say, all right, this part was, this part was shit. And I can even see it too when you speak on shows for a little bit, like you let Jake take over for a little while, but you sit there and you process it too. And you're like, you know something, I really didn't like this, but the more I think about it, I kind of did. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I enjoy the fact that you really do go live right after these shows are done. And to me, it's great. Like, and it's great for wrestling fans too, because a lot of like, as much as the ratings are going down, there's a lot of like activity in the communities, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter and stuff like that. And it's really cool to see like instant reaction to something from sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I always wanted, man. I wanted to, I back when I started, I just didn't see that. I didn't see anybody. I think Bruce Blitz was going live and some other guy, and that was about it, man. That's all I could find. But I was like, let's do this. Let's do the sports show after the wrestling show. It was hot back then. I look at the numbers now. It's crazy, dude. Like it seems really dead right now. And you can get
YouTube too. The algorithm's all screwy.
I did my Throwdown show last night, and it was shadow banned within 15 minutes because Nick Cannon's name was in the title. It was 10 minutes in.
I heard about that today.
Oh yeah, so just the controversy of that, like boom, like it was over with. It was I thought about not doing it even. I thought about calling it like, I don't know, like just calling it my show, and then because if you put the stuff in the title that's hot, you're going to get more views, which is good. Yeah. But if you put this title stuff in the title that's hot, you can also now be shadow banned. So you're 50-50ing. So my own audience half of them didn't see it. So you kind of like stuck, like, what do I do? So then you have to choose non-controversial topics. And the same thing happens when you're recording live. If you start swearing a bunch and stuff like that, they hide you because so many people are dealing with the corona stuff that they have a short leash for live shows. So that you never had to deal with that back in the day. But you can test it out. You can be live and trend. And then if you just drop F-bombs and shit like that, it will be like you'll see your thing disappear, and you'll be like, "Oh man, they got me. They figured it out and shadow banned it." But it's weird because that's how originally I started, like you guys, where I was just doing like a podcast, uploading on sites and just throwing videos up on YouTube. I didn't even care what they were titled or the video or the names or anything like that. And then eventually I kind of like did this full court press to like let me do everything the craziest right way. And then like go all out looking for this instead of just putting it up, because I used to just put it up for audio and a lot of people find it, as you know, you get a lot of people finding it. But now like you said, you're going to Facebook, so you're going to get all this new live interaction from real people on Facebook, and then they share it, and then sometimes it gets promoted and you do well. Besides, what I like about you guys too is I haven't been able to cover as much of the indie stuff, so. Are you watching New Japan still, or have you been able to, or now that it's just come back finally?
I watched the first 2 days of the New Japan Cup. I haven't had a chance to go back and see the finals or Dominion.
Right, but got spoiled for everybody though already. So.
Yeah, everybody already knows what's going on. I try to, like, since obviously, as you know, through our chat, I had a wrist surgery, so I've been home for a while. I've been out of work since February with this whole thing, and I couldn't have the surgery. So I will try to watch everything. Like, with New Japan, I'm caught up on the news. I'm just not caught up on actually watching it.
Yeah.
But I try to stay in tune with everything. Like, I'll tune into MLW occasionally. Lately, I've really been pushing Impact. We gave Impact about a year ago. I gave Impact a chance again because I fell off around like after the whole Hardy thing and Rebby going ham on him.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Fuck that out.
They pissed me off. They sort of like went after creators who were reviewing their show.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off, so I stopped covering them. So I was like, that's why I'm like, all right, what do they have to say about it? Because I'm not watching it right now. But I think they are doing some interesting things, and I kind of wish I was covering them, but I'll just be honest, bro. I'm like bitter to them. I'm like, F them. I'm not covering them. but
no, it's understandable, man.
I'm being a dick.
Wrong.
I'm being a dick, dude. I'm like, seriously.
And I know too. I know Impact, like with all due respect to Impact, their numbers don't draw for you guys, especially on the YouTube side of it. Like it's more WWE and AEW. There are a lot of the hot topics. Like with our core group, like we have a fan of ours. His name is Mr. Impact because the kid loves Impact.
Is that the non-white guy? Is that the non-black guy?
No. That's actually Eddie. I'm the one, for anybody wondering, I'm the one in the middle. The one to my left side holding the Universal title, that's my homie Kyle. He's the mediator of the group. The one on the left with the white t-shirt, that's Eddie Ortiz. He is the quote-unquote angry fan and leader of the AEW militia. In other words, he loves AEW. He shits on everything WWE.
You guys, like, in this photo, you were like, we got to, we can't, because what is he? Is he Hispanic or
he's Hispanic.
Right, so like that's messing everything up here. So like you had to darken him up. I noticed you turned the lights down a little bit on him. Like, all right, people are gonna think you're a white guy. Let's turn that down. We got to call this urban world order. We can't have this. So we turn the lights down on him a little bit. We'll make you look a little whiter. We'll shine the light on you.
Shout out to my friend Carl Bird. He actually does another podcast called the Codex Prime podcast. They're the ones who actually got us together. Yeah. We're all mutual friends with them, and we went there, started talking wrestling, and the three of us just decided, well, Kyle kind of brought it up, but the three of us decided to get together and just talk wrestling like we do when we're alone. Yeah. And it was just fun. It clicked. And like I said, we got our little buzz. We've had the opportunity to work with a couple people down in Texas. We have a guy over in the UK who follows us. And we had a couple people from the UK who stay up till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to watch us on Sundays, which is crazy to us.
That's badass, dude. Like this is, yeah, I'm obsessed with podcasts. Like, and you are probably, we're in a radio and podcast. Like I listen to so much stuff. I just love it, man. Like it's like a real friggin', like I have a podcast addiction or anything. I don't even like video that much. Sometimes I see guys on video and I go, oh no. And I turn the video away because I think the newer generation though, I hear from them the most because a lot of times I will be like, forget the video. I'm going to put this up so people just listen. I don't want you to think about what you're seeing. Yeah. But the younger generation will be like, dude, video next time, please. Like, can you please put video? And I'm like, oh, God damn it. Because it's weird, dude. Like, I've watched podcasts too, and I've noticed sometimes I get bothered. I actually like when you just hear the sound. I don't know, man. It's that. I mean, it's not like we're like old people from the 1900s that grew up with radio only, but we did grow up with radio being more important, similar to podcasts. And on your end, when you're doing yours, do you guys have video or are you just doing audio with like a picture or something?
Well, we have our like it shows us. We'll throw a picture up there like whenever we're changing topics. My friend Kyle always goes, put it on the screen, and then I'll have like a photo ready to throw up on the screen.
Okay, I like that.
Occasionally we have what we do is we have a segment called the Burial of the Week, like I said earlier, where we bury certain things. We'll have people send in videos. Like we'll have somebody like record like a 2 to 3 minute video, and I'll be able to play it during the show, so it'll cover us up, and the video will just pop right up on the screen for everybody to view. Literally this past weekend, we had David LaGreca from Busted Open.
Oh my God, that son of a bitch never responds to me.
Well, my friend got him for a cameo, so we got him for a cameo on the show.
Pay to play.
And he buried Kyle and Eddie because they didn't listen to the show. I've been listening to Busted Open for like 9 years. Yeah. So of course, the two of them, and this is where the video aspect of the show comes into effect. Instead of burying Dave LaGreca, they bury Carl for getting LaGreca on the show. And they're literally, tag, I'm going, tag, your turn. And it was just like a vicious tag cycle. And they were just roasting the hell out of him. But sometimes for us, it's good to have the video because when we get into our rants, it's like you see the steam just popping out of our heads. Yeah,
sometimes. You want to see it.
And people will crack up with it. So
you know what you do?
Play along to the cameras.
You know what you do? I know what you do. You guys record on video and you put it up on Patreon. Like when someone has a meltdown, you be like, yo, we got him having his meltdown the other day. He went 5 minutes. He looked insane. You got to watch it. It's up on the Patreon. It's in video form. That's
actually a pretty good idea.
Dude, like if I was listening to a podcast, I would do that. There's a guy I know that has a Patreon and they just put up like little clips or something. And I was like, dude, add this and that and this to your Patreon. I'll become a $5 patron. Like I would love that. And I don't know. I'm always thinking like how you can fund what you're doing, because you want to keep doing it, dude. So I'm always thinking of that. But that'd be funny, dude. See, like you have a meltdown when normally you're just listening to the meltdown. But yeah, man, like, so basically, like, I mean, we got to run, man. We made this pretty quick, but I want to have you on more. I want to have you on again. We talked about it when you saw me at AEW Boston, and it's only now that we're finally doing it, but mostly because of me. But we got to get you back on, man. I don't know, like give maybe an update or something like that on what you guys have been talking about, and me and you can talk about it. You know, shit
definitely,
like that.
definitely. With the guys, it's kind of hard to get them in with their schedules. Kyle works for a local establishment, a casino, let's say, that just reopened. Eddie is an essential worker, so he's always working. I'm usually the one that's always home, and I'm always around. Whenever you want me on, Joe, I'm more than welcome to more than happy to come on and do it. The crew always tells me I have no problem representing them. They allow me to speak for them. We just like to have fun. And again, thank you so much for even thinking to have me on again. We stayed in connection through Twitter. Like I said, I've been dealing with this for a while. But thank you. I really do appreciate it, man. And trust me, I am a fan. I will tune in. I tune in every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. Love watching the post shows and stuff like that. And like I said, Jake, I hope you're feeling better, man. I hope you get well soon, dude.
Yeah, man. I hope I think his leg is going down. I think he's getting better. So, I mean, I'm just trying to, you know, I'll just be honest. I'm flirting with you because if he dies, you know, no, I'm just, no, come on, dude. No, he's fine. He's actually healed up really well. But awesome. Yeah, no, man, I like talking to people, and I've been really quiet over the last while now. Like, I haven't really looked out to get other people on the show that do wrestling, and it's like I used to have tons of different people on, man. So, like, I definitely want to have you guys on. Urban World Order podcast. Is it on every platform? I usually Spotify or anything like that.
Yep. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're on Breaker. Like I said, we go live on Facebook every Sunday night. If you look us up on our Facebook page, give us a like, check us out, watch some of our old videos. Like I said, we'll be fresh every week. I've done tournaments. I've done brackets. I did a thirst bracket that almost got us hit on Facebook a little bit. But it was definitely fun. And we're very interactive, man. You holler at us, we will reply back to you like within. One of the three of us will get back to you like as soon as possible. So.
And I can come down and give you the COVID someday since you live like right below me. So I can just...
Yeah, I'm literally not that far. Maybe like 15, 20 minutes.
It's wild, man. I used to live an hour away, hour and a half from you. Now I'm right there. I can find you easily. All right, guys, check them out. Urban World Order. Leave your comments down below about the Jericho stuff I talked about earlier and everything else. And we will see you guys next time. But go give them some love on the podcast forums, man. Go sub to them on the podcast and everything. Like you said, Sunday, man, after you hear everything I have to say all week, it's a good little thing to listen to be like, what are they saying about it now that all the weeks passed?
And that's what I tell all of our fans, too. Be like, yo, don't just listen to us, listen to other people, too. You never know who you're going to find that has the same opinions in pro wrestling as you, or some people that may teach you something, or something you disagree with and you just enjoy the argument. You never know. So. I
like when people go, hey, this guy said this about it. What do you think, or whatever? And I'm like, oh, he said what? Okay. Because then there's a take that I'm hearing about now that I didn't know about. I mean, not if it's a troll. You know, sometimes people will be like, you know, JD's a shit fuck, and I'm like, all right, I don't care about it. He can have his own opinion. But if people bring me like, oh, this guy said this about it, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that. So yeah, it's a big circling system. There's more people doing this than ever before.
Exactly.
Urban World Order.
Yep.
Go follow.
Or just UWO Podcast.
UWO.
We shorten it up. So we have fun. That's all I can say, man. Just like you, Joe, we try to have fun.
All right. We're out, guys. Leave it down below. We'll see you next time. And